Finally, the kid has made a new video. I know that was corny as hell, but I'm back. I'm sorry I haven't made a video in over a month, but I mean, a lot of stuff just got me doing other stuff. Anyway, today we're going to talk about wrestling and why it sucks. I got my Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt here. Oh, hell yeah. Anyway, today we're going to pretty much focus on the WWE and reason why that sucks. Alright, first of all, I got to talk about the talent and the quality of their matches. They're boring as hell. I mean, first of all, I haven't watched a full episode of Raw's War since 2002, which is when I was 18. And I started work. I got a job and got a life. But you would have to not have a life to sit there and just take the WWE's product seriously. It just gets worse and worse every minute. I haven't ordered a pay-per-view since the Invasion, and that was in 2001, and that pay-per-view was a waste of money, wasting my $30. That's another thing about pay-per-views. They charge like $40 a pay-per-view now. I don't see how anybody would buy it. And they post them on YouTube anyway, even though they get deleted. But yeah, speaking of YouTube, I get on YouTube. I got a whole bunch of videos saved up until the WWF deletes them all. But dang, it pissing me off. But anyway, and now today, you know, they got a guest host just to boost ratings. That's pathetic. It's a cheap way to get ratings. Let's talk about the championships. I mean, they got too many of them. Why do you need that many championships? You got 2 world champions. You got the Intercontinental and a U.S. champion. Why you just need 2? Why do you need that many championship belts? That's too many of them. They should bring it. I mean, if they're gonna bring back a belt, they should bring back the hardcore title. That's when it was really entertaining, back in the Attitude Era. But speaking of championships, why the hell? I know a lot of people complain about this. Why the hell do you got a damn spinner belt? That is so disgraceful. I'm gonna get to John Cena's whack ass in a minute, but I mean, when Stone Cold Steve Austin had this little rattlesnake smoking skull belt or whatever, it was cool, but this spinner belt's a disgrace. Let's talk about John Cena for a minute. I think him and Batista are hands down the 2 most overrated wrestlers, I wouldn't say of all time, but right now they are. I mean, John Cena, he's always the champion. I thought it was boring enough, you know, 5 years ago when Triple H was a champion every time you cut on Raw. But yeah, and then Batista, he can't wrestle for nothing. He's just big. That's the only reason why he's in the main event now. He's just big. Another big dude I just think is kind of whack is the Great Khali. He sucks too. I don't know why he's so overrated. Let's move on to the divas. These chicks on here cannot wrestle. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're fine as hell, but they can't wrestle. And not to mention, there's way too many of them too. I remember back in the day, you know, you had Terry, you had Jackie, you had Luna, you had Sable, Sunny. You know, you had them, and Chyna, if you want to consider her a diva. But now you just got so many of them, and but them chicks back then, they could wrestle. These chicks today, you got a whole bunch of them, and can't none of them wrestle for shit. And then, speaking of championships, why the hell do you got a damn Divas belt? That is so whack. And their belts just have no credibility anymore. I mean, bar none. Merchandise, you know, back in the day, you used to see all kinds of people walking around wearing Austin 316 shirts. I think the best shirts ever were the ones that, you know, had cuss words and stuff on them like this. I mean, you can't wear that to school, even though I did, but I covered my shit up. But yeah, this is another thing. It's just product just went downhill. The storylines are stupid as hell. I think the storylines Vince McMahon has him in it is stupid. I mean, it's kind of seemed almost like he cheats on his wife. I mean, you got a 60-year-old man with some 20-year-old woman. It's just crazy. I think, yeah, he cheats. Another thing I hate about wrestling, they don't got any good stables anymore. But like, you know, back in the day, they used to have, you know, the Hart Foundation. They had, you know, the NWO. I mean, I know that was in WCW, but that became a disaster when it came to the WWE. Then you had, you know, you had the corporation. You had Money Incorporated. You had the Nation of Domination. You had some of the best stables ever. I never liked DX. None of those incarnations. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, the stables you got today do they even have any besides Legacy? After that, you got basically another reason why I don't watch wrestling no more is there's a group of individuals that just piss me off and they get on my nerves, and that's marks. You know, those little idiots who think wrestling is real and take the shit seriously. You know what? I promise to God, they had SummerSlam here in Indy in 2008, and I went, and they were giving away free tickets. Trust me, they were giving away tickets. That's the reason why I went. And I only went to go see one match, and that was The Undertaker versus Edge. But I never seen a Hell in a Cell match or a steel cage match in person, so I went to go see that. Anyway, Shawn Michaels, he announced his retirement, and then, you know, I think this was when Chris Jericho had punched Shawn Michaels' wife in the face or whatever. But anyway, Shawn Michaels, he announced his retirement, and then they showed this chick on the screen. She was crying. I'm like, man, why would you take that shit so seriously? That shit is fake. Why would you cry? For God's sakes. And then I was sitting next to some idiot. He was just he's stunned. He was getting on my fucking nerves. And I just don't see how these cats can take that stuff seriously. They think the stuff's real. I mean, my gosh. But yeah, that's all I pretty much got as far as like wrestling goes. I think as far as the WWE is concerned, I think the moment they lose Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker, this show's a wrap. And as far as TNA goes, God knows. No comment. I'm out.